Susan, welcome. I'm so happy that you're with me here today. And today we're talking about Valentine's Day. I know we are still a couple weeks early, but I wanted to address some issues that you may be having. And so here's what I'm going to do today. Right off the top, I would like to serve all of you. So I want you to begin by answering this question. It's got two parts. One, are you having any kind of anxiety, discomfort around Valentine's Day? If so, answer with a Y for yes. If no, answer an N for no. And include for me, are you single or are you partnered? So S for single, P for partnered. That way I can get a read on this room. Hi, Joie Noel. How are you doing? Patricia, hi. Gwyneth, Liz Grant, hi, everyone. Bia, hi. Don't be sad. So I'm looking for a Y. Yes, I'm having issues around Valentine's Day. N for no. P for partnered and S for single. Okay, single. Joie and Crystal, any problems? Yes, no? Okay, yes. Frey the animal, yes, and you're single. I want to take a pulse to see where people are. And of course, I don't have a pen. Okay. All right. This is fine. I use paper and pen. Hi from Montreal. Yes and single. Yes and single. No and single. Good, John. Yes and partnered. Okay. Okay. 19 and sunny here in Minneapolis. We were 34 degrees with snow. Yeah, this is crazy. Hi. So yes and partnered. So this is interesting. No and partnered. Oh, Thomas, you're partnered. Oh, we gotta talk. Oh my goodness, we gotta talk. I understand yes and single. And so I do want to get yes, I have consternation and I'm partnered. That is a very important part of the topic. Yes, you're single recently, yes, and partnered. See, this is the thing. If we're partnered and we have anxiety, I am hoping to address both of those today by talking about expectations, both external and internal. So you're partnered and married for 30 years. Debbie, you probably don't have a problem, but you're on here today. So thank you for joining us. Brighton, you're single. Hi, Jenny, I'm fine. Hi from the Philippines. Oh, it's Philippe. I'm so. Oh, Philippe. Oh, Philippe. I think you've been writing me internally on Facebook. I'm not sure. I actually have hired a team to help me because I can't get back to people's notes. And so thank you. Okay, so those of you that are single and those of you that are partnered, I want to address the fact that there are two aspects of any holiday, but Valentine's Day, of course, is a holiday for people like myself who are love coaches. We're dealing with those of you who are in a relationship, in a situationship, in a partnership that might be unfulfilling, in a partnership that is fulfilling, and you just want to check in anyway, in a long-standing relationship that may have gone a little stale. I'm here for that kind of work. So Valentine's Day has meaning because, one, let's talk about the external sociological input. Now, even if you have zero feelings around Valentine's Day, if you're single, you're happy about that, you're partnered, all is good, you will be subliminally and overtly bombarded by messages over the next couple weeks, because I'm doing this a couple weeks out. So you're going to see it on television, you're going to hear it on the radio, you're going to get messages when you go into stores, when you talk to people. There will be all this hubbub around gift giving, protocol, the Valentine's night date, who you should contact, who you shouldn't, somebody new in your life that you'd like to acknowledge, this would be a great opportunity to go from flirting to actually handing them a card. There are all these concerns. So we've got two layers. And the first thing I want to talk about is dividing the external from the internal, which simply means you are going to constantly, well, all of us will constantly have external messages that are given to us. Our job is to be able to filter what we choose to buy into and what we choose to believe, right? Kim Turner says, hi, Susan and everyone. I just found myself single again, but thanks to having support and great friends, I'm okay. Everyone stay safe. Okay, so this is wonderful. Valentine's Day is big bucks. That's what Ava says. Okay. So I want you to be very clear that what you are sold, predominantly all this pressure, even romantic films, this is based on its commercialism, all right? So is Christmas. I mean, there's a sweetness to the Christmas holiday with warmth and the family and exchanging gifts because it is an affirmation of love and appreciation. But then it can get so far from that basic pure point that it becomes contaminated and we all get confused. Um, What's the best gift to give a guy who has everything? I think a bouquet would suffice, but any other options? Jenny, not so creative. I'm going to get to all of that. I truly believe if you have a guy that has everything, there's a lot that he doesn't have. You mean everything materially. So people used to say this to me, like, what can I possibly give you that you don't already have? The fact that you're in my life is the gift. Then something from your heart that took time and energy to think about because you know me, it's what I call experiential or handmade created. I suggest instead of a card, you write out everything that you adore about this person and have them, if you can be together, sit down and tell them. And if not, read it to them over the phone or give them a card that tells them everything and says, let me tell you the rest. Okay? Words of affirmation never fall short. Everybody likes to hear that. So here's what we have to do. We have to decide out of all this garbage we're hearing from, and especially you singles, we have to decide what we think is true and that we want to keep and divide that from what we are being pushed to believe so that at the end of this, we buy something. Are you alone and feeling lonely? Buy my course for $59.99 and I'm going to help you get through the holidays. Do you really need it? Think your way through it. You shouldn't need that. You know, this is the thing. So treat yourself if you're alone. It's one day out of the year. Singles, if you're struggling, it is one day. It is not the totality of who you are. If you are with somebody and they don't give you something to the level that your expectation demands, maybe you better think about what you've got with them, or you need to communicate clearly to them, hey, I know we're new together, but Valentine's Day is a big deal for me. I'd kind of like it if we have private time or a card or some acknowledgement. It may sound silly. It may sound superficial. I need that. I really need that. Explain to them why you need it. Okay? So this is a thing. We want to catch what is the difference between an externally driven message that we've bought into that makes us sad and unhappy, and then what is the truth about what we feel. So I want you all that are struggling, when we get off of this show, I want you to take just 2 minutes, get a sheet of paper out or on your iPad, whatever, and write down top 3 messages you're getting from society and from movies. Oh, it's no good if I'm alone. If I had a partner, my life would be complete. Everybody's got somebody but me, okay? Or if you're partnered, I can't possibly satisfy him or her. I don't have enough money for a grand gesture gift. I can't be with my partner because of COVID, whatever it is. I want you to write down your top 3 concerns. Then underneath that, I want you to write, what is truly the truth about this? Is that true? Really? Is it true? I'm alone. Does that mean I'm unwanted? Maybe it means I'm currently unpartnered. Does that make me less of a person? If tomorrow I have a partner, am I worth more as a human being? I'm the same person, just have somebody with me. Does that mean I'm now? So the day before you find a partner, are you unlovable that day? And then when you get a partner, that day you're lovable. So that's the insanity of all this. So I want you to separate those 2 things. Do that little exercise if you have any internal drama going on. I'm going to read a few questions and I'm going to go on to gift giving and some of these things. Haley, I am happily single, brava, and I worked so hard to get here. I'm so proud of myself. And if you're hurting, I am proud of you for being here and putting in work to heal yourself. Thank you, Susan, for being here. Love, love, love that. Oh, Ava is telling somebody to write him a poem. I like that. I like that a lot. So you guys understand where I'm going with this. Let's see, I'm just going back over these. Okay, these are all shout outs from where you're from, and I love it, love it, love it. You're looking forward to the chat. Okay. Cake ready. Tea ready, cake ready, eyes and ears ready. Be both. That's so cute. Okay. So now let me talk about what if you haven't heard from the person? They may be mad or need space. Do you reach out on Valentine's Day? Wow. There's a big difference between being mad and needing space. I don't know where you are in this dilemma. Did you hear the questions to ask yourself? One, did I have an actual relationship with this person? Did we have a title? Were we exclusive? If we were exclusive, sleeping together, seeing each other on a regular basis, I better reach out. On my end, I've done everything properly. What if they need space? Space is when you're engulfing somebody. Space is when your partner is like, I'm crazy most of the time. I can't, I mean, you got to catch me like this. I got 5 minutes to pay attention, my friends. I'm constantly working and I still can't dive through it. Okay. So the more people I hire to help me, the more training I have to do and the more explanation I have to do. So I know when I say I need space, I don't need space because I need to be away from you. I need to finish a project before I can come up for air. And I'll tell my friends or I'll tell the people I'm with, this is a crunch time for me. These 2 weeks are part of a season. Okay. Like everybody's got a busy season, right? I've got October, like mid-September through mid-November. October is horrific. It is every day, 10 hours, 12 hours a day. And the couple weeks right before Valentine's Day, right? Those are a big season. I will tell people I'm busy. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I don't want to see you. I can't. I got to barrel through this. And when I come out to the other side and I have breathing room, we chat. Needing space really worries me unless you're living together, you're trapped in a studio apartment because of COVID, or they're trying to make a new decision. So, very long answer to that. Send a card that is appropriate for where you are. If they're pulling away and reassessing, don't do one of those. I love you so much, I can't stand it. A nice happy Valentine's Day, thinking of you, hope your day is doing well. That's always fine. Okay, so you understand that? I'm going to read a few more. Thank you, Patricia. Only Susan can explain the importance of one day at a time, Rosanna. It is so true. You know, I have a real thing for singles. I know I work in this field. It's one aspect of understanding life. I didn't mean to end up here, you guys. I ended up here because I happened to live through some extraordinary situations for which I wouldn't back down to society. I fell in love with somebody so much younger in a time and place when it was never allowed. I mean, maybe New York, nobody would have batted an eye, but it was so controversial and I was so hated and so destroyed because of it. And I wasn't going to let them win. And I suffered the consequences, but came out the other side. But for me, relationships are the greatest learning tool ever. Oh, I am in constant psychodrama going through all this stuff. Are you kidding? Self-revealing, oh my Lord, every insecurity, every mental thought, that and golf. So between playing golf and being in a relationship that's got, stakes and it's really like making me nuts, I learn everything. So I've used relationships as a vehicle to translate life and life situations. Because each platform, if it's a truth on all platforms, right? So I've learned more about human nature and life from watching relationships. And one thing I can say to you is there's no relationships are worth this and singles worth that. No. It's simply wherever you are. You're not a better person because you're partnered. That's just your choice. You feel that you want somebody with you on the ride at that journey in time. And I applaud anybody who is securely single, who has the courage to say to people, I don't feel like dating. I love myself. I'm not wounded. It's not because I needed a timeout, because I'm in so much pain. It's like, no, I'm cool. I'm chill. Listen, it's not a top priority. If somebody bumps into me and I see them and it's phenomenal, I'm not opposed. So singles have gotten a better position over time, but it is taking a very long time for us to adequately assess what it is to be single. Single and desperate, we don't want. Single and it's just not a priority to have a partner, that's phenomenal. Single by choice is phenomenal. So just know that I support that, guys. Let's see, what do we have here? Mariana, dearest Susan, you are so awesome. What kind of reaction answer to an attention from an ex for Valentine would be appropriate if we want them to come back? Ah, so Mariana, if your ex is contacting you for Valentine's Day, I'd like you to look at whatever that contact was and ask yourself, do I feel, knowing this person in my heart of hearts, that this opportunity for them to reach out is that they want to do more than just test the waters? Reaching out is testing the waters. I don't think an ex has any reason to send you a Valentine's card. That's very specific. For an ex, maybe the first year after a breakup, if it's amicable, to at least acknowledge your birthday or Hanukkah or Dwala or the whatever, Merry Christmas or whatever, that's normal. Valentine's Day, that's telling. I would answer graciously and with tremendous warmth. Let them know how much you appreciated hearing from them. Let them know that it warms your heart and that it's put a smile on your face. Okay? So you give a very positive to this. I talked to you about Nika and Nika going rogue, my little doggy. Out here in the desert, there's so many smells. She runs away. I keep calling her. She looks at me like, oh, just get over yourself. But when she finally comes back to me after, come, Nika, come. When she finally comes back, I praise her. I can't beat her, because if she comes back and then I beat her for coming back, she's going to learn that it doesn't matter whether she pays attention to me or not. So if an ex that we want to come back comes back into our lives, don't listen to your girlfriends and go, oh, play hard to get. You just be as warm and gracious so that they know, come forward because I want you here. Okay, as far as what happened with your ex and what's going on there, we have to have a talk. Let's see. B. Yes, Susan's not in tension, but it's fine if you want a break to concentrate. Yeah, but by decision. Yep. Okay. So I missed some of this here. How much of a role should social media have in a relationship? Like 0? I don't keep my boyfriend's secret, but it seems to be a real problem that I don't post. It is nobody's business. God, can I tell you how many people try to build a career like this as a relationship expert off the fact that they either have a partner or got married? You guys, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Because as we all know, they can love you today, you can love them today, and it can be done in 5 years. And you know what? Then what are you going to say? What are you going to say? Right? So social media is you, unless it is a part of your brand and your team is telling you, look, we need to have the guy here because this shows that whatever, warm family feelings for your product or service. But social media is not the place that I would never, you guys, I've had so many operations you will never know about. Some of these times I'm not here, I'm having major surgery. Right? Do you think I'm going to be like sharing that on Facebook? Oh, here's me in the hospital. Ugh. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to share that with you. So social media is forever. And whatever you post there, if that is a genuine experience, you had a great time horseback riding with your partner, you and your partner are at his family's house, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful, and you wanted to put a Thanksgiving image up, cool. As far as flooding your social media with pictures of your partner, the people that do that are either trying to do it for their product or service to prove a point, or they're just insecure. I don't get it. I don't get it. Social media has 0 I only use it for business. Honestly, I can't even imagine wanting to go on social media because I have to do like 5 or 6 of these things and they're exhausting. I can't imagine then the luxury of just being able to go on and say, "Oh, what's my friend doing?" Because I'd like to know, but it's so much work when you do it for business. Okay, so I hope that answered you, Josie. Let's see. Pam, hi, Susan. I'm in the best relationship ever with a gorgeous, wealthy younger man. Oh, I'm so jealous in a good way. He is 13 years younger than me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything and your book. It has helped me so much. Pam, you are so lucky. Older Women, Younger Men is out of print. The publishers told me that, they've reverted the copyright to us. Oh, and the 200 interviews I did, they said, oh, by the way, those aren't valid anymore because that was under the copyright when you sold it to us. It doesn't matter. Anything you want to know about older women, younger men, I can still tell you. I can tell you here. I can tell you in a video. So I am so happy for you. Wow. Jackpot that you've got somebody you love. And if they're younger, fantastic. What I love about this inclusiveness, especially for women, is that I want you guys to understand, I'm not here advocating, oh, younger men are better. I'm just saying, isn't it nice that we have a broader piece of the pie? And young guys, you too. When I was growing up, it was same age to 15 plus years older was the norm. Most women married at least 5 to 10 years older to step into a lifestyle that they did not intend to work. They were going to be moms, so they wanted a man who was established. But as women get older, they realize there are fewer and fewer people available. But men got the whole selection from legal all the way up. So I always thought, isn't it unfair that men can date, men can marry women 20 plus years younger, but if we're not allowed to do it. So I'm grateful that men have a broader selection of age. I'm grateful that women have a broader selection of age. It's about more inclusion. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about gift giving. I'm going to be doing this on ABC later on, right after this show. When you decide to give a gift, so you're the giver of the gift. Ladies, you can give a gift too. Straight relationships, that's cool. If you're giving a gift, think of the deciding factor for you is where are we in our relationship together? What would be appropriate? Okay, if you're way newbie and you're just, and this is for both, giving, if you're just starting to get into the relationship, you don't want to overwhelm your partner. Maybe they're just warming into the relationship. If you do too much too soon, you could scare them off. But if it's Valentine's Day and you're being physical and you're being romantic, unless they've told you, look, it's strictly casual, no emotions allowed here, not having it, I'll see you Friday night, unless it's that, and I don't think many of you are involved in that, then go ahead and give a card, a nice card, maybe a couple truffles, maybe a handwritten card according to what you like about them. Ladies, you can give the man a gift basket, nothing extravagant, maybe some tea or some coffee, or if he likes to smoke cigars or whatever, a little gift basket of things he likes, 3 golf balls if he plays golf, whatever, something that he would like. Okay, so, and for men, now for men, we have to talk about the unbelievable pressure that you guys, are there any men in here that are suffering pressure from not knowing what to give their girl? Okay, men need to go through this horrific thing because they too are worried that they will overstep or understep the mark and either risk losing the girl out of her fear of going too quickly, or that they will insult her because they didn't give enough. So unless you are in new love, engaged, about to live together, jewelry, don't do it. Just safer for you. And guys, I don't know how the women feel, but I think lingerie is a very selfish gift. It's not for us. We know it. It's not. Unless that's part of your sex life and you love to dress up and she's already doing this already, maybe. But normally that's not good. Okay, and the deadly combo, never give her lingerie and a membership to a gym or an exercise class. That's already sending the wrong messages all the way around. The gift giving is something that has to be a confirmation of where you are today, an acknowledgement on any level. If you're seeing somebody, if you're dating somebody, if you're sleeping with somebody, I truly think now is the time for an acknowledgement of some sort. Don't let this occasion go and not make an acknowledgement, verbal, even small. If you're completely confused and you're totally clueless as far as creativity, a rose, chocolates, and a card. Okay, it's not creative, but it will do the job. So let me answer Rohan. So, oh, by the way, if you have a specific question, you guys can get me in the super chat here. Thanks a lot. So Rohan says, hi, Susan. I recently dated, but at the end, I got to know that I have anxious attachment style. How can I heal my attachment style? Please help. This is a longer process than I can solve in 2 minutes. And I know that if you want to read Attached, it's a great book, you know, but at any rate, there's a lot of work that's being done on this. I would start with something that makes a lot of difference. I would start with somebody who makes you feel safe. Now, I know that sounds weird. It sounds like I'm not attending to your problem. But oftentimes, people with anxious attachment uniquely choose, out of everyone in the world, the most avoidant of all people and think, oh, I'll give this one my love, right? Why not start with somebody who is eager to love you? Why don't you begin your filtration system now that you know what this is? Now that you know you have it, why don't you avoid the problem altogether and practice in a safe environment where the person that you are dating is interested and motivated in being in a relationship? So, one, they want a relationship, and two, they want it with you. That's it. Not love bombing. That's something else. Okay? You guys, I have allergies today. There are like 4 trees here in the entire state. Excuse me. Do you understand, Rohan? And thank you so much for 100. Thank you so much. But you understand what I'm saying? Half the time, it's really selection process. When we find somebody who theoretically is not ready to be in a relationship, I've had times, and I know you have too, where we meet a great person, but our head's not into it. We're still honestly trying to get over somebody else, or we're at a point in our life where we have to, for a time period, just focus on ourselves to recalibrate, to get through, I don't know, tax season, to whatever. And your head is not into it. So we want to try to be with people that are available. We have certainly dated people where we weren't fully available. Okay. And so we should know how to recognize people that aren't available to us. Thank you, Rohan, so much for that question. I really appreciate it. All right, CA, what do we got here? Rosanna, 10. Thank you so much. Last week, a date ditched me. Okay. What can I do on Valentine's Day as a single person? After Christmas Eve was quite boring solo and family went elsewhere, I don't want to have a hate relationship with the holiday. Oh, I love this, Rosanna. Thank you so much, because this is very solidly positioned as you're trying to avoid it. One, it's not a real thing. You do realize that. It's a day. I mean, even the days that we make are human-made things, like President's Day, Groundhog Day, Secretary's Day. I mean, they're things. We give them meaning, all right? So we also have the right to take meaning away from them. It's just a matter of, goes back to the top of the discussion. Valentine's Day, I'd like you to think of when you're done working, whether you work from home or not, I'd like you this time to plan something in advance. We have enough time that would be fun for you. or relaxing or indulgent. And I don't care if that's getting a pedicure, it's getting a massage, because I bet you don't do that very often, or it is just curling up with a book and giving yourself 2 hours of time to do what you want, whether it's playing with your pet, spending it with a best friend. There's Valentine's Day too. Now, we wouldn't have Valentine's Day if there weren't a gap in Valentine's Day, and that's the day after. That's for your female friends, right? So this is really fun. And I think that by doing something you want to do rather than just not doing anything by default, by taking that and structuring an event, activity, or even I'm going to give myself permission to do nothing, that will register to your inner self as, yeah, I can take care of myself. Yeah, I can make myself happy. That reinforces the fact that you're in control. Remember, even if you had a partner, they could be pissy, they could be complaining, they could come back with a tummy ache and then go to bed, and it's like, well, there goes my night of hot rolling around in the sheets. I mean, stuff like this happens. This is real world stuff. So we try not to romanticize this perfect idea of a date night. Yeah, YouTube is filled with these ideas. How many people actually have those, right? Most people have a cranky partner, or the kids start acting up, or they get a phone call, the dog gets sick. Stuff happens. So take a realistic view of it, do something nice, plan to do something nice. It will feel differently on the inside because you planned it and because you've committed to it and stayed with it. You will have honored yourself. You will feel that. And then you turn the tables on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a day that I do something fun for myself. Okay. Thank you so much, Rosanna. Okay, let's see. Hi, Yash. How are you doing? I'm happy being single, but it seems like everyone's getting married and it's making uncomfortable. I feel weird. Yeah, I get it. There are those times in life, aren't there, when everybody around us is partnered? It was a very long time ago, but I remember, I'm kind of over all this now, but I remember at one time feeling, because I was desperate to have a partner, right? And I remembered feeling all my friends had gotten into relationships. I was never keen on the marriage thing for me. That was not my goal. But I remembered everybody was suddenly, even the women that never had a partner, suddenly they have a partner. And all my playmates, my female playmates, were partnered. And I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. I've got nobody to play with. It feels weird. I know. So let's acknowledge it. Your friends are all getting married. And at this point, you're happy being single. That's the best place you can be in as you observe this. What would be really horrible is if you were deeply, deeply uncomfortable being single and thought that that had something to do with your worth. This gets to a topic I was going to discuss today called comparison. Comparison is something that we do all the time, and when we do it, we will never, ever, ever come out with the long stick. We'll come out with the short stick. Comparison is something we do, that we look at something that somebody has or that they've achieved that is the opposite of what we have or are achieving. We don't look at what we've done that's amazing and compare it to what they haven't done. We look at the one thing that they have that we don't. So if you're comparing yourself, which you are, and I know it's your social group, so I don't blame you, but you are comparing yourself to them. So if you're happy being single, my next question is, where are you in your career? Are you happy with that? Where are you in your social life? I understand this is an unusual time period. Where are you in your physicality? Are you happy with your body? Are you happy with your health? Are you happy with the relationship you have with your family? Not all of your friends can say that. So if you're going to compare, and which makes you uncomfortable, and not that you're mentally uncomfortable, you're cool with being single, but if you're starting to compare, I want you to compare every aspect of every person who is getting married. And what's weird about making you uncomfortable is it's weird to be the odd person out. I do understand when people are coupled, they play with other couples. Married people don't play with single people, except in New York. That's the one place I know they do. Suburbs, very difficult. Countryside, very difficult. That's why I've always liked to live in environments where whether people are married or single, we all get together. Doesn't matter where we are on the spectrum. Okay? Thank you so much for your question. I appreciate it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay. Comparing, only thing you never know what's going on behind closed doors. It may appear one way, but you never know. Absolutely. Christmas has meaning if you're Christian. Okay, comparison is a thief of joy. Ooh, that's good. Susan, my exes keep sending messages to me about my artwork that he claims to love. Can you please give me, hang on, your opinion on exes who admire someone's artwork? This is such an odd subject. Does he want to buy it? Are you an artist of note and you sell your merchandise? Why don't you ask if he'd like to commission a piece if he likes it so much? It's probably a ploy to talk to you. It's a way to value you without saying directly, I want to be with you. So, Sim, only you know if this is a ploy to talk to you and get you going. You know, is this person trying to get back into your life? Then the second question is, what do you want to do about it if they are? Okay, I want to talk about a couple more things, then I'm going to open it up to Super Chat and everyone, any question on any topic. Okay, so Valentine's Day is oftentimes noted as the outward confirmation of one's love. And sometimes people need to know that. I had a client who was sleeping with a guy on a fairly regular basis. And then she revealed to me that Valentine's Day had come and gone and he didn't call her, he didn't see her, he didn't plan, no card, no nothing. So, of course, you know what I'm asking. Why were you with him? You want a relationship. Did you ever let him know that? So, on some level, this is the time to make a move if you feel romantically towards somebody with whom you are involved. It is a time to clarify a relationship if you haven't done so. If you don't want it and you just want to continue a situationship, then don't do anything about it. But if you feel it's time to step up and make a statement, then make a statement. Okay? But I want to warn you that there is this huge thing about these grand gestures, that some of the things that make us, and going back to comparison, make us uncomfortable are the grand gestures of Valentine's Day. Say, for example, if my neighbor put up huge balloons all in his yard to his wife, I interpret that as being fabulous. But depending upon my mentality, I could have just gone through a divorce, been driving my car, look at this and go, oh, he loves her, mine didn't love me, or whatever, right? So you don't know how it's going to figure you, but grand gestures, whether it's the diamond ring or it's that trip to Hawaii or whatever, those do not denote love. They are a gesture of love, but the gesture of love that is the most meaningful, really, is when your partner has exhibited consistent forms of showing you that they care for you, that they love you, that they are there for you, that they have your back, that they are your family, no matter how you live together or don't. So maybe you have an incredibly loving situation, but you have a partner that's not romantic. A lot of guys don't know how to, well, actually, men are far more romantic than we are. But tell your partner what you need and what you want. And please don't let the grand gesture gift, if you don't get one, make you think that the commercialism tries to sell us grand gesture equals grand love. Minimum equals like low end gift equals low end love. And it's not that way. Okay. We got to see past the packaging. All right, everyone. I think I'm pretty well done with this. Ladies, if you want to give something to a guy and you're kind of new into the relationship, or you just want to acknowledge the love that you have, you could give him a little gift basket. Again, it could be a cigar, golf balls, whatever. It could be something that he really likes. It could be I don't know what games are playing now, but something that he likes, right? Just to acknowledge, I'm here for you, I think of you. So the greatest gifts you can give somebody go along the five uh, the love language, the five the five love languages, right. So it goes along the physical, the affirmation. I love you. I think you're wonderful. You're a fabulous person. I'm so grateful for you in my life. And the showing of this, the demonstration, the acts of service, that say, I care for you. Um, and guys, I know that she may need her tires rotated and maybe her car needs oil. And I know that that's an act of service. Valentine's Day isn't the time to do that. Do that like next month just to do it. Okay. Women actually don't want practical gifts. They actually want something a little bit different. Okay, so we're done with this. If you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm here to answer your questions. All right, everyone. Let's see. Wait, was this? Hi, Susan. How do I cope with my ex who I spent the most beautiful Valentine's Day with last year? Oh, geez. And is getting married to his new girlfriend this Valentine's Day. Wow. I'm so heartbroken and kept comparing myself because I'm still single. Oh, of course you would. That's not abnormal behavior. Oh my God, peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Just, I can't have it in the house. I don't trust myself. I used to buy it for the dog, for Nika, or for Diva, and I'd put their little treats inside there or their medicine, and then I'd end up eating it. Oh, God. Um, what you're doing is absolutely normal, and the healthiest person alive would have done the same thing. A year? That's not long. A year. A year ago, they were with you. Then suddenly they're not with you. They found somebody and they're getting married on the same day. I think you got him ready for her. And I'm not saying you're cast as boyfriend, husband, trainer, but whatever it is in your relationship made him ready for this woman. And again, that was a very impulsive choice, unless it was somebody that he knew that he was carrying on with when he was with you, or meeting her as your relationship was winding down. I know it's going to be tough. The sting will leave. Nobody's relationship is perfect. This is not to have you gloating over this, but that was a very rash choice, and something doesn't feel right about that to me. You may in time see that as well. But your life is different. It didn't turn out that way. That's a hard pill to swallow. I know that. But we have to believe that that there's a reason, and that the universe is a little bit smarter than we are at this time. And you had a great Valentine's Day, but I don't know much about the guy. And I know you loved him, but I don't know his quality. Some people can give you a great date, but they're not a person you'd really want to be with. So I'd ask you one way to alleviate your pain. I want you to, when we're done with this show, sit down and you do a little bit of writing, because I do believe this cognitive stuff is really, really helpful, because we can't have a negative emotion unless we have the thought that creates that, right? And in your aggrandizement of this thing that they have, right? This blissful wedding. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. I want you to write down where you were dissatisfied with him. And don't tell me you weren't. There were times. When was he thoughtless? When was he cruel? When was he selfish? When was he less than you wanted him to be? When was there a lack of conflict resolution? When did he not show up and he could have? So I'm not sure that what you're longing for is what you really wanted. Somebody else just got it. So we can't overvalue him being gone and then taking somebody else if essentially he wasn't the right partner for you. So do that 360 work, because you are shooting this from one angle where he is perfection and she gets him and she gets everything you wanted in your dream. She got your dream, right? But the question is, she got the same man who did that to you. So besides impulsive and whimsical, what else does he have that we need to look at that will even out this picture and give you the full image, not just that one little corner? Okay? That'll help you. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, let's see. What's the best, worst given you gift you've received? I had a very young boyfriend. I had a Corvette. He gave me some kind of synthetic car oil. I mean, I know it was he was starting out. I mean, he was barely 20, so I understand, but it was not so sexy, but the greatest guy in the world, and we laughed about it. I mean, he thought that was really cool because he loved cars, but synthetic car oil was not top on my gift list. Um, you know, I'm trying to think. Most of my boyfriends have just gone overboard with jewelry, and I'm not. I don't like stuff. I hate shopping. I hate shopping. I wish I had like some company give me clothes to wear because I hate shopping. And I don't I have very few pieces of jewelry. And I wear good jewelry and only a few pieces. But I used to get overloaded with jewelry and I'm like, stop, save your money. Yeah, I think the motor oil was probably the least sexy gift I've ever gotten. All right, Sylvia, if you're in a relationship and you love him, but something tells you no matter what you do that he's cheating on you, call mom what to do. I don't know if you mean call his mother, call your mother, or do you mean call him out? Um, so there are two ways to figure this out, and you have to ask yourself both questions. One, am I inherently programmed to look for cheating when there is none? Do I have an underlying belief that says all men cheat, so therefore I'm suspicious that my guy is cheating? Okay, I don't know, only you can answer that. There are some people, men and women, who, because of their history of attracting, continue to attract and only attract a person who is not faithful and who lies to them. And the more they attract this kind of person, the more they believe that's all there is. I'm not saying that's one answer. Now, the second answer, which it probably is, if you repeatedly have a feeling of discomfort, not for nothing, it's there. There's something in the vibe. You sense something you can't prove. If you want to do some social media sleuthing, check his phone. If this is a partner, if it's a partner, do you have an exclusivity agreement? If you have an exclusivity agreement, you need to say, I have an overwhelming feeling that you're seeing somebody else. I can't prove it, but I feel it. We need to talk. I'm not delusional, I'm not overly sensitive, and I'm not inherently suspicious. But I would hope you would tell me if there's somebody that's intriguing you at this moment in time. Now, I don't know that he'll tell you the truth. So you figure out, is it me or is it them? And it's probably someplace in between. But these, you know, um, nowadays it's really easy to track people. I mean, I think you can put stuff on their phone to track them. It's horrible. So you would hate to do that, and then have your partner not be doing anything, and then you've just like been a crazy person. But this, if you're in a real relationship, it involves a conversation. Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Susan. Do you have any opinions about being in a family of men that aren't good to their partners and being scared of ending up like them? Oh, yeah. Well, I commend you on that. I'm assuming you're a guy. Um, Most likely, when we have an aversion to something like this, it's because we've committed to never be that. Most of us that have very strong behavioral tendencies have done so because there was something that we saw in a parent or a caregiver that made us move in the opposite direction, either in the same because we were in agreement or in the opposite. I grew up in an environment where I remembered watching people social climb and look for agenda. And it was so appalling to me, appalling to have fake friendships and to cultivate people just to get an invitation somewhere and to be part of a group, that I did the extreme and made it my mission to never do that. Well, that's cool. Except in business, it would be a smart move to associate with people your level and higher, right? And if you're dating, it would be a wise move to date peers and higher. So here's where we have to ask ourselves, did I do too much or too little? But you are, my dear, the correction. So where you are is where the buck stops. And I love the fact that you can see this. This is what we call evolution. Just because other people are doing it in your family doesn't mean you have to continue it. You are appalled by it and you don't want to continue it. So, bravo. You will be the end of the line. And somebody will be very lucky because they have you as a partner. I love this. Thank you so much. Let's see. We've got a lot of questions here. Thank you about the blue. I try and think of what. So, this chair has a pattern. And the other new seating area is all solid, but I'm very much down in here and I haven't quite learned how to do the lighting for that yet. So I have to wear a solid one with this chair. So I go through all my different clothes. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you for talking to Peanut Butter. Are there any super chats here? Jim. Susan, you are very rare. Most women I know love shopping. That's interesting. I hate it. I hate it. I really do. I shop more like a man. It's like I try and go in and out. I want to know what I have to get and I want to be out. I don't like it. It is a thing I'll do with ladies to look. I think I don't like to acquire a lot of stuff because when I really think about the different homes I've had, right? The closets and the junk, I feel better when I have less things. And when I really think about it, for all the clothing I have, all the shoes I have, very few of those do I wear. Ever since I started working out in the gym, I'm in Lycra. Working at home, I'm in Lycra. I hate getting dressed. I have to do it. But I have my outfits for going out and I have my outfits for speaking, public speaking and things like that and for interviews. And it's an effort for me. So yeah, I'm a little bit different that way. Don't know why. You pick great jewelry and classics. Good for you. Let's see. So any other questions, you guys? Mickey 29, after breaking things off after 6 months, saying, I hadn't had any doubts about us, but it's just not right now. She's now ghosted me. She needs to sort herself out. I want to know what she implied. Let's see. I hadn't had any doubts about us. Does any of this, Mickey, have to do with it getting close to Valentine's Day? So I don't know what you so what we have to ask ourselves is, what construct did I have with this person? What were the agreements and what were the understandings that were in place? And how does that juxtaposition to their expectation? Meaning, were you casually sleeping with somebody and you thought all was well and suddenly they're acting up? That might be because this person wanted to know where they're going. Do we have a relationship? Am I your girlfriend? Am I your partner? Do we have exclusivity? That could be it. If you had exclusivity and this is your partner, maybe she wanted to know, do you intend to marry me? Are we going to live together? Can I build a future with you? And you didn't satisfy that. So it could be code for, I really liked you and I felt like I knew where I was going, but now you've disappointed me. But the question you need to ask is you need to ask her, right? You need to say to her, I want to understand what you need and what you want. I want to give that to you. I don't understand what you mean by this. If there's something I can do, I want to do it. So oftentimes this sounds like a threat, but she's not really left fully. You guys are still in contact. It's kind of in an in-between place. So if that's the case, I would sincerely ask yourself, what can I do to assist in this confusion? How can I help? And that you need to have an actual dialogue with this person. Okay? Are there any other questions you guys want to ask me? Hiawatha 1. Hi, Susan. Any advice for starting a relationship with someone, let's see, with different personality temperaments? He wants to stay inside all the time, whereas I am more outgoing. Can this work? It depends. People can be very different, but it has to be balanced by everything else that's really important being on target. So I think it's a Susanism, but I think of it as a pie. And the pie has percentages, big and small pieces. And it depends on how much you're getting. So each person that we fall for has a number of these pieces of the pie. These are the things we want. That's why we fall for them. Where we get into trouble is if like 90% is in sexual chemistry and 10% is in they treat us well, right? So if you have a person who likes to stay indoors and they're a homebody and you're an outdoor social type, I know these couples. I know married couples right now that are like this. The lady is always on the phone. She's always out with people. And the husband does his job, just wants to come home. That's it. He goes out because she wants him to, but that's not his thing. Happy as two clams in a pot. Just happy, 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 right? So everything else is functional. The love, solid. The vision for the future, solid. The dispositional, like, does the person irritate you or do they diffuse you? Right? Do they ignite you to anger or do they diffuse you? Do they have a good sense of humor? Are they intelligent? Do they want what you want? Big picture. Does this person want whatever you want in a relationship? And if you can answer yes, then that means all the pieces of the pie, the love, the stability, you can see a future with them. You like the family, they like you, you can get along well, there's conflict resolution. Then this one sliver, the 10% of, I wish he'd go outside more. That's not a deal breaker, I think, unless it is 90% of your personal pie. If your number one reason for partnering with somebody is to have an active outside life and go here and go there, and I want a hobby companion, I want a travel companion, I want a cycling companion, if I want a skiing companion, if what you wanted was a companion for your activities, you got the wrong person. Okay? So that's how you figure it out. Thank you so much. Okay, super chat. Here we go. $5. What's going on here? Samantha, thank you very much. My boyfriend has a couple of close female friends and I feel uncomfortable about it. How can I handle this situation? I feel insecure about it. Leave time? I don't know what you mean by leave time. I don't blame you. I think it's odd. In my time period growing up, men didn't have dear, close, personal female friends. They do nowadays. The younger generations do. So we didn't really have to deal with that. And what normally happens is you're not uncomfortable unless you think they are on the radar for sexual activity. If they're attractive and he finds them attractive and they're single and they start to invade your territory as far as it would be emotional cheating, then you have every reason to feel upset. Now they're a threat. The relationship that we have with our partner is going to suffer a lot of exterior trauma from social media, from family, from people, from just sociological messages. We want to protect that and put it in a bubble. We don't want to add additional conflict from external sources. So anybody who's really, really serious about keeping their relationship pristine and growing and functioning has to be cautious about what they allow in to that bubble. There are people with porous boundaries. It's another type of disposition. It would never work for someone like me. I have very clear boundaries over what is allowable and what isn't. I'm exceedingly open-minded in many areas of the relationship that other women would not be, but very clear on what role we play together and what role they do. Now, if it is somebody that I look at that person, I'm going, there's no way in hell he'd ever sleep with her. And I know it's a true buddy, and I know she has no designs on him whatsoever. And I trust that she is not going to try to use her friendship card to get into his head to try and get me out of that relationship to ease more time with him because that's her agenda. then I'm okay. So here's your dilemma. You can't tell your partner not to have female friends. You have to assess, are they a threat to the relationship? Is their true intention to get him to be their partner or to take you out of the mix because it's more convenient for them to have control over him? Do they affect his decision-making process? Does he allow them into the relationship? That's a boundary. The relationship has to be sacred. Other people don't get to meddle about. Not family, not friends, not exterior friends. It's for you and your partner. That's it. Okay, that's the way you keep all this nonsense away. So that's the work you have to do in the assessment. Okay, and you're not unreasonable for feeling that way if you feel that these females actually have ulterior motives for being there. But if they are truly work buddies and they're in right order as a human being, then you would feel comfortable. So herein lies the issue. Why don't you feel comfortable? Assess that reason. Okay. Thank you so much for your money. I really appreciate that. Thank you for that donation. That's fabulous. Thomas, thank you so much for talking. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Because we are coming to the hour. I realize that this was a smaller group because not everybody wants to talk about Valentine's Day, but it is coming up. And I thought it was worthwhile because you might have questions. And remember, this is one day out of the year. If you don't have a Valentine on this day, doesn't mean you're unlovable. If you have somebody new and you would like to show them that you care for them, now's the time for a card, or a small present, something that is thoughtful, that is uniquely tailored to their interests. It is a confirmation, an affirmation of your affection. And I just want you to have those thoughts. You know, single is fine, partnered is fine. All we're trying to do here is get a handle on how to be the best version of ourselves as we take these different roads. There are times you're going to be partnered. There are times you're going to be single. It's good to feel that we have a skill set for both parts of our life, right? Any other questions? Okay, everyone, hi from Australia. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Damien. Hi, Susan. My ex broke up with me last March. Okay, he started seeing someone else after 2 months. He keeps calling me from time to time, and I know he still has feelings. What should I do? I still love him. Okay, all right. I would say to him this. I would say to him, I still love you. Just tell him straight. I love hearing from you, but I'm conflicted. You have a partner, and I gotta ask, if I were that partner, I'd be really uncomfortable with you reaching out to your ex. So, as much as I want to hear from you, do us both a favor. Be where you are and get that right, or finish that relationship and let's try again. But I can't have you in between. I can't move, you can't move, and everybody's being hurt. You're not being a good boyfriend to your current boyfriend. You're not allowing me to step up. But let him know right off the bat, I love you. I would love to rekindle this relationship. Okay? Have him do the right thing. He can't just check in for safety and security. All right? Thank you so much. Amanda, been a great chat. Always so interesting to hear other people's stories. Stay safe, everyone. Hi, Susan. You and I have done several sessions regarding musician. I don't know what that is. Elle Vance. I don't know regarding music. Your names are so different, you guys. Sometimes I can't forgive me. You could be one of my top clients and I don't know who you are. Is it best for a woman not to reach out to a man on Valentine's Day? Not necessarily. If you're the client that I remember with the ongoing crush on the musician that nothing has happened over all these years, conclusively, for that one, no. No more. No more. If you have somebody new and you want to send them a card and it's very new in the relationship and you kind of don't know where you stand, but you care for them, I would say find one of those generic cards or get a nice exterior and write on the inside, thinking of you this Valentine's Day. If nobody's told you how wonderful you are, let me be the first. It's just something very generic, okay? Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you guys identify yourself. Liz Grant, I love Thursdays with Susan. Yes. So B, one of my clients here from Germany, the one who gave me all the beautiful presents that I showed you guys a couple of weeks ago, has dinner because she's in Germany, right? So this is her dinner time. Oh, Sam, hi, because I was just about, you guys have a super chat, send it in ASAP or I'm going to go off. Okay, Sam, thank you so much. $5. Hi, Susan. Have been talking with someone for 6 months. We're not dating, but have discussed doing so after I move closer to her. What's a good gift? Do you have her address, Sam? Send her a card. Send her an e-card if you don't know her address. Send her an e-card and send her a part 1, part 2. Say this is the e-card, and I wanted to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. You're in my mind. I hope you have a great day. Part 2, when I see you and we get together in person, I'd like to take you for, and then think of what she said to you. Does she want to go roller skating? Is she dying to take a walk in the park? Again, some of this is COVID related. I don't know what you're allowed to do and what you're not. This is to the dinner of your choice. We've talked about Italian food. When we get together, this little card will serve as your coupon to go to the Italian restaurant that I told you about, and I can't wait to see you. Okay, now y'all are writing in. Now, because I can't go off until I answer these questions. Okay, thank you, Sam. I think that's great. Rosemary Espinoza, you just gave me money, my darling, 100. Thank you so much. What can I do for you? If you have a question for me, let me know. Thank you so much for your contribution. I'll be looking for this. Thomas Sally, how are you doing? Thomas, my dear, I want to express my admiration and appreciation of your work, mentality and kindness, love from Hungary. You sweet man. I'm so proud of you and your evolution. Oh my gosh, we haven't worked together for a very long time, but every time you're here, you make me so, so happy, and I'm so proud of you. What are your thoughts on IFS and KIP therapy? Any feedback? Oh, great. 2 things I don't know what you're talking about. God almighty. Thomas, you're way too bright for me. I don't know what this means. What is IFS? If I don't know them, I don't know. I'm so, so sorry. What is KIP and IFS? Guys, help me out here. What is this? Tell me what this is, because I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Internal family system therapy. Okay. We call that marriage and family therapy here. My favorite in the world is cognitive therapy. Hands down, only thing I'm interested in. That's me. That's how I think. If it works for you, do it. If you think unwinding the family system and unwinding the understanding around your family is what you need to have you move forward, then absolutely do it. Okay? It is whatever works for you, whether it's, the tapping thing. I don't care what you do. Do whatever, meditation therapy, crystals, whatever works. But what I like about cognitive behavioral therapy is that everything we are doing in our lives is shaped by our perception on what our truth is, what are the possibilities for us, how we see life. The more positively, this ties into the metaphysics, the more positively we can view ourselves, view our lives, view our options, and make alternative choices that are better, and then get behind those choices and understand why we've made those choices. It starts here, and then all the action is cleared from that point onward. Rather than taking one thing at a time and trying to change the behavior, when we change the thinking, all of the behavior changes. So that is my very favorite. And thank you for the clarification. I feel like such a dummy, but I didn't know that. Okay, 1999. Thank you. Had an amazing connection with a long-distance situationship. He was avoidant tendencies. He told me he was confused. Of course, they always say that. I was really hurt. It's been 3 months of no contact. He has since been reaching out on holidays. I'm really torn how to respond. You're going to get what you're going to get. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your money. But if this person is an avoidant, you're going to get what you're going to get. Then this person's tendency will be hot and cold, in and out. Remember, people like this, they come in for a little nibble and then they retract because they don't want to be caught. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to be involved. It's more like a cat. They want you when they want you, but if you try to pet them when they don't want, they'll scratch you, okay? So I don't put a lot of stock in the intermittent contact because you've already told me the dispositional underpinnings of this person, which make me very nervous for you. If you know they're avoidant, why would you want them? You can't do anything with them. It's like me picking a dress in a size 0. No way I'm putting this into a size 0 dress. I don't care how much I love it. Not going to happen. Okay? I hope that answers your question. Thank you so much. Let's see, what else do we have here? And John, thank you for the internal family system stuff. Let's see. Thomas, I adore you so much. Let me see. Rosemary, thank you. Did Rosemary have another question for me here? Because you gave me a contribution and I'm very, very pleased with this. I posted my question, but not on Super Chat. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know where to find it, sweetie. Peanut butter, the one who feels down, broken emotionally, not available, but wants to get rid of those feelings and jumps into another relationship. Can anybody tell me, before I get off, I want to help this lady. Rosemary. Bear with me, everyone, because I'm trying to find Rosemary's comments. I can only scroll back so far. I take these as I get them. I don't only wait for people to do the super chat because I don't, some people just don't have any cash and I don't expect them to have to do that. If I can't find this, okay, I can't scroll back any further than this. So Rosemary, what I'd ask you to do is when this goes onto my channel, please write me again. And just so you know, guys, everything about what's going on with the ads. When this first goes live, there are no ads. And I set them to automatic, so Google puts in the ads where they want to. And it says, come back in 3 hours, we'll have an answer for you. Now, sometimes that's 3 days later. So if I forget about it, or if it comes in the middle of the night, you might see 40 ads before I can clear it. But no, I'm not trying to stop you every 3 seconds. That is where they automatically place them. Then I extract them, okay? So I'm just about ready to log out, guys. I adore all of you. I will have more. What do you want to hear about next week? I was thinking of a couple topics. I don't know if we've done friend zone on these discussions, and I don't know if, I know we haven't done, are you in the maybe box? The maybe box. It's a very uncomfortable box to be in. You can't go forward and you can't go back. Anyway, so I'm just thinking of different topics for next week. And I really enjoy having all of you here. Again, if you want to work with me, I'm going to tell you how you can do it. You can go to susanwinter.net, and on the consultation page, there are a number of choices. I offer a new class that I really love. It's called Love a la carte. And that is my methodology to create a love model that works uniquely for you. Now, many of you are doing traditional partnership, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, whatever. If you ever find that there are problems, like I've really come to the conclusion there is less of a commitment issue and more of a construct issue. People are willing to commit as long as they feel they have flexibility and freedom. And it's really a structural problem. So when I get to the bottom of why you want a relationship but don't want to commit, I might find a structural issue that you never knew was there that you don't like. And of course, you're going to throw out the baby with the bathwater. So that's a really great review. If you're in a relationship and you want it to grow, if you want a relationship and you don't want to just take what they're going to give you, you got to know what you want from the beginning and how you want to create it. Then I have individual sessions, and I'm also back on Magnifi. For all of you who've worked with me on Magnifi in the past, the old app has been discontinued. They kept that just for me because I loved it so much. The phone app, you can call me on the phone app or you can call me on your laptop, but it has to be Magnifi Knowledge Suite. Okay? Now, on my end, the phone app isn't working yet. So I will answer you currently on the Skype, or not, it's a Skype, it's their browser. Okay? You have to be on Chrome or Safari, and if you're not connecting with me, you refresh the screen, okay? I do love them, and I was off because we were having issues integrating the two systems, which were my fault, because I always knew the old app worked, but the new app is where everybody's going, so I had to get on board with that. You guys, I wish you the very best. I will see you next week, and I hope everybody has a great time. We're a little bit ahead of Valentine's Day, but I want you to know that I appreciate you being here. Thank you, everyone. If you have a suggestion for something, write it in the commentary, and I will see you next week. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day today. Bye-bye now. Thank you.